Stop believing the lie that gray hair is just bad genetics or getting old. For millions of seniors, that silver hair isn't a sign of aging, it is a sign of starvation. Your hair follicles are starving for specific enzymes that keep the color alive. If you feed them, they can wake up. In this video, I am going to show you the 6 specific foods proven by science that act like natural hair dye from the inside out. We aren't talking about expensive supplements. We are talking about a grocery list that can stop the bleaching process and restore your natural color. If you want to turn back the clock, you need to watch this. Welcome back to our community. I'm so glad you're here because today we are tackling a subject that hits close to home for so many of us. You look in the mirror and you see the vibrancy fading, replaced by a coarse, wiry gray that just doesn't feel like you. It can feel like your body is giving up, but I want you to reframe that thought right now. That gray hair is simply a biological signal. It is your body waving a flag saying, I am missing the raw materials to build color. The medical term for this is acrometria, but we can just call it the science. Why pigment factories shut down pigment factory shutting down. When we are young, stem cells in our hair follicles called melanocytes work over time to inject pigment into every strand of hair. As we age, these cells don't necessarily die right away. They often just go dormant or get damaged by oxidative stress. The key is to protect what you have and reactivate what is sleeping. We are going to walk through a protocol of 6 specific foods that target the root causes of gray, mineral deficiency, hydrogen peroxide buildup, and oxidative stress. Before we dive into the first food, if you are ready to take control of your health and refuse to let age define you, consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a library of senior health tips that doctors often overlook because they are too busy treating sickness rather than building wellness. And I am curious, where are you watching from today? Let me know in the comments. I love seeing our global family growing. Now let's get into the list. The first food is non-negotiable if you want color. It is the single most nutrient-dense food for your hair follicles, yet most of us have stopped eating it. I am talking about beef liver. I can hear some of you groaning already, but please listen to the food number 1, the ink cartridge for your hair science on this, because it is fascinating. The magic ingredient here is copper. Your body cannot produce hair pigment without an enzyme called tyrosinase. Think of tyrosinase as the factory worker on the assembly line who actually paints the hair shaft. But here is the catch. Tyrosinase is completely dependent on copper. If you don't have enough copper in your blood, the enzyme stops working. The worker walks off the job, the hair grows, but it comes out white. This isn't just theory. A pivotal study published in the journal Biological Trace Element Research looked specifically at the copper levels in hundreds of patients experiencing premature and senile gray. The results were stark. There was a direct statistically significant correlation between low serum copper levels and the severity of graying. The lower the copper, the whiter the hair. In our modern diet, we eat a lot of muscle, meat, chicken, breast, steak, but we rarely eat organ meats, which is where the copper is stored. By skipping liver, we are effectively starving our pigment enzymes. Imagine your hair follicle is like a printer. You have plenty of paper, that's the hair growing, but you have run out of black ink. Beef liver is the ink cartridge. You don't need to eat a huge plate of it. In fact, you shouldn't because it is so potent. Just 4 ounces once a week provides a massive dose of bioavailable copper that your body recognizes and uses immediately. If you hate the taste, grind it up and mix it into a bolognese sauce or a meatloaf. The strong flavors of tomato and herbs will mask it, but your hair follicles will know the difference. Next on our list, number 2, addresses the bleaching effect. This is perhaps the most important point for seniors. Did you know your body naturally produces hydrogen peroxide? Yes, the same stuff in the brown bottle used to bleach. Food number 2, how to stop the internal bleach stains. As a metabolic byproduct, your cells make small amounts of it. When we are young, we produce an enzyme called catalase that breaks this bleach down into harmless water and oxygen. But as we age, our catalase production drops. The result, the hydrogen peroxide builds up in the hair shaft and literally bleaches your hair from the inside out. To fight this, we need to boost your catalase levels, and one of the best foods to help your body do that is almonds. Research from the University of Bradford in in the United Kingdom, published in the FAB journal, uncovered this mechanism. They found that senile grin is largely a result of this oxidative stress caused by hydrogen peroxide accumulation due to low catalase. Almonds are rich in copper and vitamin E, but critically, they are a powerhouse of zinc and manganese, which are essential coactors for your body to synthesize superoxide dismutase and catalase, the very enzymes that neutralize the bleach. Think of it this way: your hair is currently under a chemical attack. It's like you are washing your hair in bleach every morning from the inside. Almonds act as the neutralizer, but here is the pro tip: soak them. Seniors often have lower stomach acid, making raw nuts hard to digest. If you soak a handful of almonds in water overnight, you activate their enzymes and make the nutrients much easier for your body to absorb. Swap your afternoon cookies for soaked almonds, and you are actively scrubbing the bleach out of your follicles. Moving on to number 3, we have to talk food number 3, fueling the blood to the scalp about the fuel for your red blood cells. You cannot have healthy hair if you don't have healthy blood flow delivering oxygen to the scalp. This brings us to nutritional yeast. This is a favorite in the vegan community, but it should be a staple in every senior's pantry. We are targeting vitamin B12. As we get older, our ability to absorb B12 from meat diminishes significantly because our stomachs produce less intrinsic factor, a protein needed for absorption. A deficiency in B12 is one of the leading causes of gray hair that doctors actually admit is reversible. When you are low on B12, your DNA production slows down and rapidly dividing cells like hair cells suffer first. A study in the Archives of Dermatology highlighted cases where correcting a vitamin B12 deficiency resulted in the repigmentation of hair. That is a profound finding. The color came back. Nutritional yeast is often fortified with B12 and has a savory, cheesy, nutty flavor. It is incredibly easy to use. You can sprinkle it on popcorn, stir it into soups, or toss it on roasted vegetables. Imagine your blood vessels are the highways delivering supplies to the construction site of your hair. B12 is the fuel for the trucks. If the trucks run out of gas, the construction stops and the building materials, the pigment, never arrive. 2 tablespoons of food number 4. The gut-skin axis connection nutritional yeast a day can ensure those trucks are running on a full tank. We are halfway through our protocol. If you are finding this information helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. It helps us get this life-saving information to more seniors who are struggling with their health. Now let's look at food number 4. This one is often overlooked in hair health discussions, but it is the foundation of everything. You can eat all the liver and almonds in the world, but if you can't absorb them, it means nothing. We need fermented foods like sauerkraut or kimchi. The connection between your gut and your hair is known as the gut-skin axis. As we age, our gut lining can become permeable, what we call leaky gut, and our microbiome diversity shrinks. This leads to systemic inflammation. When your body is inflamed, it prioritizes survival over vanity. It will stop sending nutrients to your hair to save them for your heart and lungs. Furthermore, friendly bacteria in your gut are responsible for producing certain B vitamins, including biotin, which is essential for hair color and texture. A comprehensive review in the International Journal of Trology noted that malabsorption syndromes are a frequent cause of hair hypopigmentation. If your gut is not acidic enough, you cannot break down minerals like iron and copper. A sauerkraut provides probiotics, food number 5. The shield against cell suicide to heal the gut lining and lactic acid to help improve digestion. Think of your gut as the soil in a garden. If the soil is dry, cracked, and depleted, it doesn't matter what seeds you plant, nothing vibrant will grow. A tablespoon of sauerkraut with your dinner acts as a fertilizer, restoring the soil so your garden can bloom. It's a small addition with a massive payoff. Number 5 brings us to the shield for your hair. We have talked about building pigment and cleaning up bleach, but now we need to protect the cells from dying off. We need dark berries, specifically blackberries or blueberries. These fruits are loaded with antioxidants called anthocyanins. These are what give the berries their deep, dark color. In nature, dark color often signals protection against UV radiation and stress, and it does the same for you every day. Stress, pollution, and sunlight create free radicals in your body. These are unstable molecules that food number 6, batteries for your follicles, tear apart your cells. Your pigment-producing cells, the melanocytes, are incredibly sensitive to this damage. A study in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology demonstrated that oxidative stress is a primary driver in the aging of the hair follicle melanocyte. The study showed that as antioxidant defenses crumble, the melanocytes undergo apoptosis. They commit cell suicide. Once they are dead, the gray is permanent. Vitamin C and anthocyanins in blackberries neutralize these free radicals. Imagine vitamin C as a security guard standing outside the door of your pigment factory. When the vandals, the free radicals, try to break in and smash the machines, the security guard tackles them and throws them out. A cup of berries a day keeps the factory safe. Finally, we arrive at number 6. This food comes from ancient wisdom, but is backed by modern nutritional analysis. It is black sesame seeds. In traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, black sesame seeds, have been the go-to remedy for gray hair for thousands of years. They believe it nourishes the liver and kidneys, which govern hair health. Modern science confirms that these tiny seeds are incredibly dense in iron, zinc, and healthy fats. Research published in the Journal of Drugs and Dermatology analyzed the role of micronutrients in hair disorders and reinforced that deficiencies in iron and zinc are frequently associated with pigment loss. Black sesame seeds provide a unique matrix of these minerals that is highly bioavailable. The dark pigment in the seeds themselves contains antioxidants that are thought to have an affinity for our own pigment systems. You can toast them lightly to release their oils and sprinkle them over your salads or stir fries. They add a wonderful nutty crunch. Think of these seeds as tiny spare batteries for your hair follicles. If you keep the batteries charged with zinc and iron, the light your hair color stays on. So let's review your new shopping list for restoring your color. We have beef liver to provide the copper that flips the on switch for pigment. We have almonds to boost Cadillacs and scrub away the internal bleach. We have nutritional yeast to ensure your B12 levels are high enough to support healthy blood and DNA. We have sauerkraut to heal your gut and ensure you are absorbing these nutrients. We have blackberries to shield your pigment cells from stress. And we have black sesame seeds to keep your mineral batteries charged. I want to be clear with you. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Hair grows slowly, about ½ inch a month. You might not see the change at the ends of your hair for a while, but watch the roots. Stick with this protocol for at least 3 to 6 months, but more importantly, pay attention to how you feel. When you flood your body with these dense nutrients, you will feel your energy return, your brain fog lift, and your skin glow. The hair is just the visible bonus of a body that is healing. You have the power to influence how you age. It is not all up to fate. It is up to what you put on your fork. I want to hear from you now. Which of these changes feels the most doable for you? Are you willing to try the liver? Or will you start with the berries and almonds? Leave a comment below with your commitment. When you write it down, you are more likely to do it. And please, if you found value in this video, like and subscribe because your health is worth fighting for, and we are in this fight together. Until next time, stay strong, stay healthy, and keep nourishing that beautiful life of yours.